Just a second here. I want to make sure that my audio is working. It seems like I've always got to fight with the audio. One sec here. Of course, it's got to play ads first on my own stream. All right, so audio is working. I don't know if I'm going to get any live chats or not. The last few times I have, they haven't shown up, and then at the end I find out that I had like 10 people leaving messages and I didn't get to see them. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring it up on my other display over here. All right. Okay, well, hopefully I'll be able to see these chats if somebody drops in. So I've got quite a few models I've been working on because I've not been feeling good. As you guys know, I'm still got a bit of a cough going on even after like a week and a half. I haven't been to a doctor about it. I've just been sleeping more, and I mean, I'm getting better, but it just seems like right through here I've just got a little bit of a chest problem where like I'll just start I'll be fine all day and I'll start coughing. But anyways, I've got quite a few models that I threw together while I was screwing around and sleeping a lot. So we've got Emily Blunt, which is the first one I'm going to go ahead and demo here. So this, I think, turned out pretty good, really. Very versatile, works really well. She does a lot of kind of funny, silly facial expressions, so works pretty well, despite it almost doesn't even look that weird with the bald hair. She's in that movie I used in the thumbnail. I think it's called Live, Die, Repeat or something similar to that, where she's with Tom Cruise and they're fighting the alien invasion. And she's kind of plays a soldier in that movie anyway, so, you know, doesn't look that weird other than, you know, we're not really built the same way. Hey, Bot Life Gamer, how you doing tonight? Can you hear me okay? I think the audio is working all right. Anyways, Edge of Tomorrow. Thank you. That's what it was. I've got that movie. I really like it. I just, for some reason, like, I think that's what they wrote on the cover is Live, Die. Okay, good. Mickey, good evening. How you doing? We got W Kier, Wakir. I'm not sure to pronounce that, so I'm just gonna screw it up. All right, so this is again Emily Blunt. As always, these will be available for free in the link in the description of the video for the Google Drive. So this one's available now. You can go download it right now and play with it if you want. So that's Emily Blunt. I've got let's see. I went back and kind of redid some of mine that I've done before. Give me a second here. So I've done Kate Blanchett before, but this is I think they're all quite a bit sharper than they were before. I don't know how well it's coming in. Let me bring up my other display here real quick. It looks right. So yeah, it's Kate Blanchett, also who played Galadriel in The Lord of the Rings and is in a lot of films that, let's see. Skin tone is off. I've started using like color transfer modes when I train the models. These are all whole face W Cure. I am using it's FS-AUG. It's not in the standard version of Deepfacelab. They have what they call the MVE fork, which is just like a community updated version. It's really pretty much the same across the board, but it has, like I say, the one extra color transfer mode, and it has some other options like you can kind of slow down training really slowly if you want. You can change like learning styles, like some of the algorithms it uses. I don't know how a lot of that stuff works. I've played with it and I can kind of tell you what it does, but I don't know how it does what it does, if that makes sense. But anyways, I use the FS Aug, which is I think short for full spectrum augment. Like it does a lot of different color comparisons while you train it, and it does seem like it does a pretty good job of blending it now. But this one's really sharp. Teeth look good. Eyes work really well. So that's again, this is Kate Blanchett. We'll go ahead and switch over here again. Let's see. And some of these I've done before, so it's just redoing and trying to improve ones I've had already. So that's Data from Star Trek. I made my own, like we have what they call the RTM face set, which is like that giant, like 100,000 image face set that the developer created to help people train and make their own live models. I made my own. It's only like 13,000 images, but they're all like really, really crisp quality. Yeah, like I can shut off the color transfer mode, and I think I look a little bit more like him now, but it doesn't blend as well with my face, of course, if I do that. But yeah, I use like my own smaller face set now that's trains faster than the full, like the big RTM face set, but I think it produces better results because all the images are, I pulled them all out of like 4K and 8K footage, which took actually a really long time. 8K takes a long time to extract images from. But anyways, the results I think are pretty good. And let's see, we've got, so this is one I did before a while back, but I had problems with the teeth. Now I think they look better. So this is actually done at 384 resolution. This is Hide the Pain Harold. He's kind of a meme character if you guys are familiar with him. Pretty sharp. Before in the past, I couldn't get it to learn his bottom teeth because he doesn't, when he's, the way he talks, I do not use either of those, Bot Life Gamer. They make the face morph a lot when you blink. Like it's still doing it a little bit maybe, but if you use that, it morphs a lot when you blink. But yeah, that's pretty sharp. Like I said, the you get the wrinkles and facial detail pretty good. It does definitely hit your frame rate pretty hard. I'm only getting like 25 frames a second, and that's with the camera at 720p. So if you don't have an RTX 4090, this probably won't run that well. But I didn't do too many of them at 384. I just wanted to do a couple of them to see how sharp it could get. So that's Hide the Pain Harold. Second here. This is Michael Fassbender, who of course played Magneto. And he's been in quite a few other movies as well. This actually turned out pretty good. This is at 320 resolution. Even like the little, you can see his facial hair and works pretty good. Like none of these, like the whole back, throwing your head back kind of stuff, it always ends up being pretty, pretty disturbingly poor. I got to find, that's hard to find good quality footage of people doing this. And so if you don't have it, like it doesn't represent it very well. But otherwise, Mike turned out pretty well. And who else we got? So I got, I had done Millie Bobby Brown in the past, but again, just trying to improve some of them that I already had. Got some weird, her makeup, her eye makeup in this is really weird. It's like kind of like coming around her eyes or something. Makes her eyelids look a lot bigger. But as you know, she was in the show Stranger Things, and she's been in probably a couple movies so far. I can't remember what the heck the name of one of them was. She was in here recently, but anyway, she's becoming popular. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Like, it's a little better if I put my head back a little bit. Like I get too close, and it starts kind of clipping through the mouth for some reason. But that's Millie Bobby Brown. Again, that is available on the Google Drive. These are all available for free. Just go to the download link and have at it wherever you want. And what else do I have? Here we go. That's a little sluggish. Now this is a kind of a current day Hugh Jackman, like roughly his age where he's at now. This is 384 res again. But this was almost entirely from like one interview he did, and then there was some commercial he was doing with Ryan Reynolds concerning the new what movie or that they're doing next, like the next Deadpool movie or whatever. I think they were going to have some kind of a multiverse crossover where Wolverine is back, even though, he should be dead. And the bottom teeth don't have quite the level of definition maybe that I'd want. You can see it, like they're sharp, but there could be a little more separation. Yeah, it looks pretty lousy again, like that. It's kind of hard to find footage of everything. I need to look for a bit more, but again, this is all kind of one video this came out of, one age. Like I'm not trying to mix like a young version of him with an older version of him. So again, Hugh Jackman available. This is 384 resolution. You can see like little details and wrinkles around his, in his cheeks and so forth, which is pretty cool. Sorry, a little thirsty. So, hope everybody's been doing well. Like I said, I've been back at the office for a few days at work, but still just generally kind of feeling tired. Went back to Emily Blunt, I guess. I don't think I had anything else. So we had Cate Blanchett, Data, Emily Blunt, Hide the Pain Harold, Hugh Jackman, Michael Fassbender, and Millie Bobby Brown. Let's see. It's a little smoother, isn't it? I was trying to put her, like, people asked me to go back and do some more scenes from Terminator 3 with, like, Scarlett Johansson, and I don't know what the deal is, but lately it just seems like some of the stuff I've been trying to do, like the live models come out good, but when I try to do videos, it's kind of like middling results. I don't know. And so, like with Scarlett Johansson, I tried putting her into that Terminator 3, and I tried it like 3 different times. I did like a higher resolution version and a lower resolution version, and it's just like getting like splotchy, blocky results that I didn't care for. And tried putting Emily Blunt into it, and really not that happy with the way hers came out on it either, which I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, because it's the same process every time. It shouldn't really, I don't know. I feel like I've got a good enough face set, like I've got a good process, but it just isn't doing what I want for that particular movie for some reason. So I tried putting her into what the heck is it, Mortal Kombat as Sonya Blade, if you guys are familiar with like the original Mortal Kombat movie. And she looks good in that character, but there's some scenes that like it turns the head like too far to the side like this, and it keeps like doing this morphing crap because you can't get it to align right. And so I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to keep screwing with that. So anyways, had a pretty good number of people come in, but let's see. Anybody have any questions? I know that somebody wanted me to do Tupac. I'll probably get around to doing Tupac here pretty soon. I've got some like private projects I'm doing for some third parties. There's one group out of California that I've been kind of working with since last year, and there's another guy from Europe who I'm working with. I don't want to, like, I'm not gonna disclose what they're asking me to do. Yeah, I've had that request more than one Spotlight gamer. I don't know, like some of the footage I found of him hasn't been too good. Somebody else wanted me to do Elvis, so that'd be another one I could screw around with. Tupac, it seems like the quality of the footage is kind of so, but I probably could find enough to do it. I think I actually made a list at one point. Like I go on YouTube and I'll do like a playlist. Well, one problem that it has, which sounds lousy, is that because of, and it isn't just darker skinned people that it does this with, whenever it thinks, hey Ramona, how you doing? When people have bigger lips, it reads it as if the mouth is open. And so, like they look like this all the time, it thinks that the mouth is open when they're not. And so it screws up everything about it. How have you been doing, Ramona? Fiddle around with it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, about life. Like when I tried to do scenes from Blade, and then also from Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes, for example, and I was trying to put Lawrence Fishburne into that. It had that problem Fishburne, for some reason, it works with just fine. But when I tried to use Wesley Snipes, I would try to find something with more video memory, just because the price of those cards is very high for the small amount of video memory that you get. 12 gigs is not enough really to do anything kind of high resolution. If you're I mean, if you just want to play games on it, it's fine. But if you want to use it to make deepfakes, 12 gigs is not, in my opinion, enough. Those cards are stupid overpriced. I don't know what they're going to offer with the 4070. If they do a higher video memory version of that, I haven't really been following it too close, so maybe they won't. But if they made like a 12 or a 16 gig version of that card and the price was a bit more reasonable, at least get the same or more memory, but for less money. Because the 4070 Ti's are like $800 minimum, and that's, to me, is not worth it. The performance is not there for that kind of money. If you can, try to find something with at least 16 gigs. Not AMD, though. Unfortunately, AMD doesn't work very well for Deepfacelab. I haven't even seen anybody try any of the newer cards, like the 7000 series, so I don't know. I tried one of the Intel cards for it. That was really bad. They're cheaper, yeah. Oh, that'll be really good then, yeah. For 750 pounds still sounds like a lot in US dollars. Isn't that about $1,100 or something? Maybe 1,000. But yeah, 3090s are good. Other than being a bit faster, like you can't really do more with a 4090 than you can with a 3090. It's just faster. Like the training time per iteration is about 35 to 40% faster on a 4090 than the 3090 was. That's not bad. That's about right for what it should be right now, but that's not bad. 24 gigs is a good chunk of video memory. I'm kind of wondering what I should do. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, me either, man. I finally found the solution to my dating woes. But I don't know what I want to do right now necessarily for upgrading systems and stuff next. I was kind of looking at, like, you figure my Threadripper system is already like 3.5 years old, and it's still doing fine, but it just seems like they have done a couple newer generations of Threadrippers I was kind of looking at, but that really wouldn't expedite my deepfake training. The CPU really isn't even that important for it. And like the bare minimum cheapest Threadripper Pro is like $1,300, I think. A couple days. I think this is 2 days. Let's see. Yeah, Matt, and I'm probably going to get another RTX A6000 because that's the only thing I can think of that would really do anything. I can't run the dual 4090s in one system. I did try that. I did set that up with like a riser cable, but it wasn't. I think I was telling you about it, but like you can't do, NVLink with the 4000 series cards. The best cards that I can still use with NVLink, and I do have. If I can. Fucking here. I don't know where the hell I put that thing. It was sitting right here. Well, now there it is. Yeah. Yeah, and those only 16 cores too, dude. Like I'd lose cores. So yeah, see, I've got my little NVLink bridge sitting here, never been used, ready for a second RTX A6000, Yeah. Paid like $200 for this thing. I've never gotten to use it. Because like you have to buy them on eBay, and people, price gouge for them. You can't buy them from the manufacturer. You have to buy like a system that comes with those cards and a bridge, and then people sell them off individually on eBay. But like I say, I was kind of looking at doing like a Threadripper Pro 5000 series. Yeah, like really, that's like the only thing I can buy that upgrades any of my systems. Like I've got, that, or I was just gonna build like an ITX gaming PC for fun and screw around playing games with that Intel card that I bought, because I really have no use for that otherwise. If I don't do that, I'm gonna probably just have to send that card back. It has like no purpose otherwise. I tried using it for Deepfacelab, which was hilarious, hilariously bad. Uh, it was like 4,000, milliseconds per iteration at 320 res at like, batch 8. That's awful. I should be getting like, well, I don't know, like the 4090 does like, 3 iterations per second at the same second settings. So you do the math, but it's not even comparable. But I don't think that Iparov is really any intention of trying to. I don't know if it's really even him. Like, there's just no. Uh, yeah. Well, I'd do that, dude, but then one of my systems wouldn't have a video card. I'm talking about putting two of them in one system. Fool. Yeah, about Life Gamer. I'm talking about like the Intel card. I tested it just to see if it would work, and it works, but it's just horribly slow. It has to use the DirectX 12 version. It can't use CUDA. So, like I say, it didn't really do a very good job, unfortunately. They're nice low power. They're really nice looking card physically, but their drivers are trash. Like, they have a control panel, like NVIDIA has the NVIDIA control panel, and it doesn't even give you options to control the fans. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. Like, apparently there's just a bug where it doesn't show it. Well, I guess for some games it's actually quite good, which is kind of weird. It's like their drivers are just hit or miss entirely with game support. Yeah, like I was just gonna goof around with it and test some games on it. Like what is it? Atomic Heart game just came out. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to play that on it. I haven't bought that yet. I haven't bought any games in a while. But I could go through my library of stuff and try different games on the Intel card. That's why I was kind of thinking I'd build another ITX rig. But you figure like the cheapest machine I could build is like $1,000 without even putting a video card in it. It's like i5 CPU or AMD equivalent. I could do 16 gigs to 32 gigs of RAM, but I think a lot of games are starting to use a lot of RAM. So, you probably want 32 gigs of DDR5, at least 1 to 2 terabytes of NVMe storage. Like ITX cases are oddly more expensive than they ought to be, so they're like $100 for the case. Power supply is like $100 at least. Although I did find, I forget which brand it was. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I could do that, but mining isn't profitable apparently, so I sold some of my crypto a while back. I didn't have, like, I never really put any real money into it anyway, so I just got my money back out of it. Lost a little bit of money, but it just, I got into it too late, I guess, or something. I should have been mining like 10 years ago, if I had really any intention of getting into it. I had pretty high-end systems even at that time. No, it isn't. Been watching it lately. It just goes up and down by 5% all the time. I've got what is it? Coinbase or whatever the hell. Let's see. Yeah, I was well. That was W Kier. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry. Actually watching videos of that is exactly what gave me the thought that you needed more RAM. Um, No, dude, the value of bot life, I don't know what cryptos you own, but the ones that I own all dropped massively in the last 2 months. So I don't know what you had, but mine did not go up. They all went down. Or they stayed the same, but they never went up. That's for sure. Sure as hell didn't go up like 60% like you're quoting. What went up 60% in the last 2 months? I mean, I haven't followed it maybe as heavily as some people have, so I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but I'm just saying like none of mine did that. I mean, if there was if crypto was going up, no, it has not. If Bitcoin had gone up 60%, we'd be back in another GPU shortage because people be well, okay, whatever. You don't really mine on GPUs so much anymore. It's all ASICs, but still, like, no way did it go. Then we'd be in a GPU shortage again, and we're not. People be mining like crazy on their GPUs. All right, man, whatever. None of mine went up. My Bitcoin went down in that time period, so I don't know. And I didn't have that much of it, but the value of all my stuff went down in that time period. It sure as hell didn't go up. I was like, I have Coinbase installed. It updates me all the time on the value of that stuff, and it all went down. Yeah, I don't know what an FPGA is. Sorry. Anyways, but I don't really have much interest in getting back. Every time I get into something like that, like they just tank, and as soon as I get out, they go back up. So it's and I had crypto for a few years, and during that time frame, all it did was drop. Uh, I mean, there was a while there. I shouldn't say it all the time, but it was like it never really. I never made anything on it, and then it dropped so bad that I lost anything I would have gained. Uh, that's just the way it goes. I never make anything on that kind of stuff. Yep. Which is fine. Like I said, that's why I didn't put very much into it. I think I only spent $500, and I might have lost like 200. So who cares? It's annoying, but it's not like it's the end of the world. Anyways, so yeah, I think for my next upgrade, um, I don't know. Like I keep watching people on eBay, and I'm hoping that somebody's gonna drop another A6000 for, when I say cheap, like sub 3 grand would be great. Well, yeah, when I bought it, it was fairly low, and then it just got lower. That's the problem. It never got to, and it's not like you have any way of knowing when the high point is right before it falls off a freaking cliff. So that's another problem. It's just like playing the lottery. Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. I'm sure that there's some way that you can follow these kinds of trends, but from a person who just looks at it and says, okay, sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, you know, okay, I can buy some, and then it never goes up and eventually falls off, like I said, and then I just sell it, and then it goes up right after I sell it. That's how I can control the market through my behavior. So do the exact opposite of what I do, and you will be successful. Yeah. Well, I mean, like there's a guy I used to work with, that would, kind of try to predict this sort of thing, or he would, uh, you know, on his YouTube channel, he was talking about uh different trends or what was causing one thing to go up or not. Yeah, dude, I'm like inhaling cough drops lately just because of this stupid chest cold. Better than I was. I'll go to sleep with one of them and I'll just like jam it in my cheek so I can fall asleep. Probably not the safest thing to do, but it tastes so good. Mm. It's fun when the mask actually works pretty well, because then you can do stuff like eating or whatever. It's like, looks funny. Anyways, how have you guys all been doing? Like, what, I don't know. What do you guys think I should do to upgrade? Like, should I get another A6000? That's what I kind of want to do. Let's see. Yeah, Ilya, I think you can, but it's complicated, and I've never really screwed with it enough to like really test it. It's like you have to have, I think, like a lot of source images of the person with obstructions in front of their face and align it nicely in the software. So it's like you train with those as part of the face set, and that way when you're just recreating it, by doing this, it should theoretically work. Alive. Well, I mean, like I really haven't changed much. I don't know. Like I do want to do another video on some of the stuff that I do, but it's like I'm not really doing anything substantially different than the way I went over it in my original video. I just, like I say, the newer version. It's not even newer. It's just like the MVE fork that has some different options in it, and then like I'm just kind of doing some maybe different steps. Like I say, I did create that RTM face set of my own instead of using the one that iProv made, that big 100,000 images. I use like 13,000 images, and part of that is what I call like a tooth trainer, where I made I got a bunch of pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger doing like crazy faces like that, and it helps the model learn A, like really wild facial expressions, but B, like because his teeth are really well defined and all that, it learns the mouth better. And so between that, and then I've got, like I say, a bunch of pictures of models in there that came from like like model shoots, like close-ups, or like both men and women, but people modeling in front of the camera. They're like they came off of like the Sony and Samsung and LG YouTube channels, where they were doing And then like the Black Magic cameras on their channel, they do like model shoots, and so I grabbed footage from each of those channels that has people again kind of doing fairly close-up shots, so the detail is super high. And I made a face set out of that kind of weird stuff. Some of it's low light, some of it's got like weird, like they've got like paint and stuff on their faces, and it seems like that combination of face set results in pretty good sharpened, finalized material for live models. It doesn't really do anything special for how many, what, like in the source face set. This one's like 30,000. Sometimes I do up to 70,000. It seems like 20 is probably a pretty good average. Like sometimes a little bit less than that, but like 20,000 seems like a pretty good number. Kind of just depends on how lucky you get to. Like if with Emily, she's in a bunch of shit, so it's easy to find pictures of her, but some people it's harder to find. What is this? Let's see, master diff what is diff service? I don't know what that is, Marco. Sorry. I'm working on improving my Dwayne Johnson model on my other computer right now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That would be nice if there was something that could go out and just pull down good images. Some of these though, like I tend to use let's see. It's the same face set. W is it W queer, W queer? Sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick. I can't pronounce that. But yeah, it's the same face set, same model and everything, both for these videos that I'm doing here are like the live models, and then I use the same face set when I go do like a video and put the person into it. I typically use 320 resolution because it makes for good live models, and it also works pretty well for videos. Really, like I kind of like to go a little higher for videos. Like the 384s are better for videos. 448 looks pretty good, but then it's like it really doesn't run well for Deepface Live. So if I'm trying to make models that I can give out on the channel here, but also use in videos, 320 seems to be 352 is good. Like that runs about the same in Deepface Live and gives you just a little bit more sharpness. But this is 320 and looks obviously quite good. So it's like doing the silly facial expression. Like let's see here. Go back to Fastbender here. And actually, I'm running this on my Threadripper system. Normally, in the past, I've been doing it on my i9. Let's see. Well, I can't change it during the stream. I think it'll screw it up. But chances are, oh, I was gonna say, I tried it actually. Like the frame rate's pretty bad. Like it tanks below 20. Yeah, it ain't good. Oh, speech to speech, right? Well, I know they have that 11 Labs that's pretty popular, but I don't know. I think that's just text to speech. So that'd be good for like videos, but not for Deepface Live, of course. Is that kind of like there was one called Talkatron at one point where like you just have to get a bunch of samples of someone's voice and then you can use it to kind of splice it together. Oh, so the 224 res models, yeah, yeah, that definitely gives you a little bit better. I've actually thought like I might go back and try to do some at 224 or maybe like 252 or something, and see like if I can get the frame rate up, but retain as much of the quality as possible. That might actually be a good idea to try to do kind of a happy medium on that. But those wouldn't be very good for videos. Like they'd be good for the live models if I just wanted to do live models. But I don't think they would do that well, in a video, unless it was pretty far from the camera. Fastbender looks pretty good. Pretty happy with how that turned out, honestly. I actually have a model of him at 640 resolution that I was screwing with, but I kind of fell off the cliff on that because it was taking so freaking long to get anywhere with it. be kind of nice to have that second RTX A6000. Then, yeah, and this is 320 again. Like I said, this is a really good face set that I spent some time trying to find higher quality stuff. And again, it's all from interviews pretty much. I think a little bit of it I took from X-Men, but almost none of it was from actually any movies. It's just a lot of these I try to find, 4K or at least really good looking 1080p interviews. A lot of it's like if they went on the Tonight Show with like Jimmy Kimmel or what the hell, James Corden, that's another guy, Letterman, and then what is it, Graham Norton from the BBC. Graham Norton's show, like the production value is really high. It's always very sharp quality footage, and so some of this was from the Graham Norton show. The James McAvoy model that I did that turned out really well. That was at least, I don't want to say like a lot of it, but let's just say like 15 to 20% of that came from the Gordon. What the hell is it? Graham Norton. Sorry, Graham Norton show. Because again, like whatever kind of quality cameras they're using, it's only 1080p on YouTube, but it looks better than a lot of 4K footage I've seen. It's very sharp. Mask, which you spent the most time. I don't know. I think these are all about 2 days apiece. Let's see. Well, some of these took longer. The 384 ones took longer, but let's see. I think Hugh Jackman. Need to do that real quick. Like this was like 2 or 3 days. That's pretty short. It's kind of weird. It actually, let me try. It's almost like it's a little transparent or something. Now, I don't have it on this computer, but the Morgan Freeman one I did at 512, that's like over a month. That's on my Google Drive. So again, the link is in the description if you want to go try that out. But it'll run like crap even on a 4090. Like it's okay on a 4090, but it's not good. But yeah, that one took like a month, and that had already been like that's using. Yeah, I have him already, but that's another one I need to go back and kind of retool. Maybe try to find some more. There wasn't that much footage of him without the glasses, without his hat, and with the specific facial hair that I ended up using, which is like a goatee or whatever. Where he's got the mustache and like a small beard. What the longest model? The like it's not a live model, but that 640 res Michael Fassbender. I spent over a month on that, and it's not even close to done. Let's see. There's like a 640 Patrick Stewart. Iterations, Marco, don't matter. Like people want like a number for that sort of thing. Like the first time you'll do a model from scratch, and you use like a if you use that pre-trained 10 million iteration pre-trained model that iProv put out, which I've got description, I've got that linked in the description of my videos. Watch this. This is weird. Like it gets better definition if I put my finger up to my face. If I took it away and it kind of gets clearer. That's weird. Sorry. Anyways, when you start from scratch, and you use like that pre-trained 10 million iteration model that he did, I want to say like between like batch 8 and 16, like one of these 320 res models, maybe like 700,000 iterations, you can get a really good model out of that. Maybe 1 million. But again, like it's just a number. Because the second time around, if you recycle the same model files, you might do the same thing with another source face set and have it done like 300,000 iterations. And eventually you're going to get to the point where you can do one of them like every other day. In which case you're doing like maybe 100 to 200,000 iterations a piece. And they look just as good, if not better, than the first one that you did. It's just that the more times you reuse the same files, like this is a 384. This is only at like well, now it's up to about 1.1 million because I'm training the rock on it, but I've already done like 4 models with it, and it's like but it came from a model that had been trained like 22 million times. and I recycled certain files from that, the audio encoder and decoder, and started training at 384. It's 224. If you go to, so I've got like the more recent video I did. It's called like the advanced tutorial or something. Even though that was like later last year, I think that I did that. It has a link in the description that has it's called the RTT model. It's sort for ready to train. It's pre-trained at 224, but you can make other models with that. And that video tells you how to do that. If you have questions, you can ask in the comment section on that. But that video, I think, is about an hour and 40 minutes long or something, maybe a little bit longer. But it has chapter links, so you can kind of jump to the sections that'll tell you how to do things like that. Basically, though, I wish I had some way to share my desktop. I could show you guys how to do it in like 2 seconds, really. I don't think I have any way to change. I'd have to do a different live stream about it or whatever. But basically, there's two files that you need from the RTT model that you get from iPerov. There's the autoencoder and the auto decoder. And what you do is you'll create your own model instead at whatever resolution you want. So you said 320. What is better? They both get the same pre-training bonus. It's just one will be, the 320 will look better because it'll be sharper and higher resolution. It'll take longer to train it because, at 320 resolution, it uses more system resources and trains slower. But it'll look better. But basically what you do is you create, your own model using the LIAE-UDT architecture. You use the dimensions 512, 64, 64, 32, and you create whatever model at what resolution you want. So again, like 320 or something. You let it run for like 30 seconds, save it and close it. Copy the autoencoder and decoder from the RTT model and paste it into your model folder to overwrite the ones you just made, and then resume training, and it will use those instead and give you the 10 million pre-training bonus. But that is in that video on how to do that with, a visual representation of that. I don't have any way to share my desktop, I don't think, during a live stream. To be honest, I don't know that much about OBS. I should by now. Let me see. I don't know if I can do that or not. Let me try something here. Give me 1 second. I'm probably going to screw this up, but hopefully I don't screw it up. Let's see. Let me see here. Well, I might be getting something pulled up here, so great. Let's see. I'm going to minimize myself out of this. Hey. Yeah. Okay. So like these are the files I'm talking about right here. I don't know if you guys can see this all right. Let me see if it's visible. All right. Can you see the files at the top? Like one of them says, like I got a folder that says GAN. Don't worry about that. That's just me like backing up files. But so right here, I've got the decoder.mpy file and the encoder.mpy file, right? So I don't know if I've got those files downloaded from, all right, hold on a second. Sorry, I've got too much crap here. Kill that. Model share. So there's where's this at here? Yeah, all right, here's like the RTT model version 2. He just changed some training methodology the second time he did it, but it's the same story. So I'll go ahead and download that, which should not take it that long. Yes, download it anyway. All right, well, it's going to take a minute to download it, but basically this is, like I say, a 224 resolution model that's been pre-trained 10 million iterations. Close some things out here. Sorry, it's taking it a minute. I think I've got too much going on with my network. It's a different Discord channel. Yeah, it's like there's private channels, and then there's public channels. Like there's the DeepX public channel, but I mean he made all this stuff available on there too. It's just that somebody has this hosted there, so I went and grabbed it real quick. I don't think I've got it uploaded anywhere. I should just upload all this stuff to my Google Drive, and then I won't have to worry about other people maintaining links anymore. All right. So I'm opening up the thing I just downloaded, right? Okay. No, I can't do Deepface Live. Well, I can kill Deepface Live, actually, since we're not doing that at the moment. We've kind of switched gears here. Yeah, I know. I'm going to show you how to do that. Hold on a second, okay? All right. So, let's see. What the hell? All right, here's like the Emily Blunt folder. I can make like a different one and do like 256 or something. So I will go ahead and this is like the main model folder. If you're familiar with that, then hopefully I'm going to make a folder, name it 320, and then just take these files out of that folder. So now it's like all I've got in there is the xseg files, right? And in my workspace, this was the Terminator one. This is TX. I'm just naming these something else to get them out of the way. I've got a bunch of, I just name folders something different if I don't want to use it right now. So this is like all different destination video clips I was screwing around with. But, so this is the one I made for myself. The mini art, I just called it a mini RTM because it's like a smaller RTM face set. So I'm going to use that for my destination clip. So let's try one at like, let's make our own model and do like a 350. What do you want me to do? 252? Let's just do 252. Whatever. So I'm going to tell it I want to train SAEHD. And right now it says it doesn't have any models because I moved all those ones out of that model folder into this 320 folder. Are you following so far? I want to make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. All right, well, I guess let me know if you stop following me. Uh, so anyways, we're gonna go ahead and create a new model, and there's probably some settings in here you won't be familiar with because this is the MVE fork, but the general settings will be the same. So I'm going to set iterations to 0, flip source on, destination off. I'll set it to batch 16. All right, so resolution I'm going to set to like 252, full face, LIAE UDT architecture, autoencoder dimensions of 512. Got to change this to 64, 64, 32. Mass training, yes. Eye prio, no. Mouth prio, no. Oh, that's a yes. Uniform distribution of samples. Like total, like VRAM, dude. More VRAM lets you set it up higher. I'll just leave that off. Blur mask off for now. Oh, I can turn that on, I guess. Optimizer on GPU. Ada belief I don't use anymore. Learning rate off. This is one of those settings I was mentioning called loss function. I'm just gonna leave it on the default. I don't really know what they do exactly, other than like they change. It's like an algorithm as to how it learns faces, but SSIM is the default. Learning rate, you can kind of slow down how fast it learns or speed it up if you want a little bit, but that can become unstable. So I'm leaving. This is 5E05 is the default. I don't know what that means, but it's the default. Random warp is on. I'm shutting. I don't use hue, saturation, light anymore. Let's see, random downsample. Now, a lot of these are settings that are specific to the MVE fork. So again, off. Background power off. Background power screws with like the source likeness and will make you look like somebody else. We don't want that. Face style power off. Background style power off. All right, so this is the color transfer mode I'm using now, FS-OG. That's not available in the regular Deepfacelab, but it is available in the MVE fork. No random color is another thing that's not normally available. It's not that useful, and sometimes it makes, like for like really high loss values and whatnot. So we're gonna skip that. Gradient clipping on, pre-training off. So give this a second. It's gonna load up and make a model at 252. So like I said, this facet pack's about 30,000, and my destination facet pack is about 14,000, which is that smaller facet I made at like the super high resolution one. I'll give this a second. And you can see it's now created some files in the folder where that didn't have any before. Okay, and so it's training at about, it's kind of spiking. I'm not sure why it's probably because I'm streaming. That's probably got a lot to do with it. So you can see I've got some kind of funny images. This girl in the basket of fries. Some of it I took from the movie Smile, where there's like kind of lower light situations, which look kind of good for it to learn those. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and save this. Which is taking a minute. Close that out. Now this is again over here, the RTT model that we downloaded a minute ago, which is, like I say, the 10 million pre-trained. The only files I need are the SAEHD decoder and SAEHD encoder. I'm going to copy those. I'm going to paste them into my model folder, and it's going to ask me if I want to replace those two. As you can see, I already had some that were just created when I made my new model. It's going to overwrite those. You can see in here, like again, this was at 224. Those are the dimensions I used, 512, 64, 64, 32. And I'm going to go ahead and tell it to resume training. When I do that, it should kind of create this scrambled look on the images initially, which is how we know it worked. So give this a second to reload. For it to load, I'm going to get something to drink. All right, it worked. You can tell that it worked because now these are all showing kind of this garbled appearance that wasn't like that before. So if I hit P and advance it a couple times, you can see it's already way more defined now than it was a second ago. I mean, this is in a couple seconds, and her face is already showing up. Yes, this is using 10 million iterations pre-trained file, but I used it at a different resolution than 224. It should be 252 if it supports that. I guess it dropped itself back down to 224. It is at 224. That's stupid. I guess that's well, maybe I need to try it at a different resolution. That should have stayed at 252. Maybe it can't do that. Maybe I need to go to like, what, 288 may be the next step up. It rounds itself up or down depending on what you choose. Let me try this again, but I'll do it at like 288. My bad. Trying again. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah. If you want to do a different resolution. So I'm going to try 288. I think that retained that. This time it actually kept the number at 288. Not going to change anything else because it's all saved from the last time I put in the settings. Sorry I had to redo this, but I goofed up, I guess. I know it definitely worked at 320. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. You can see it's definitely changed the size of the training window. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably what it was. I just didn't pick the right. See, this time it's using the proper 288. I don't know anything about like upscaling video afterwards. I know some people do that. All right, now, so again, this is like at 60 iterations. You can kind of see like there's some sort of an outline of the face, but not much. Now we'll go ahead and replace that encoder and decoder like I did a minute ago, and we'll come back and we'll see what it does. I don't think I've ever done a 288 model before. I don't know if there's any real benefit to, it'd be a little bit faster, a little bit higher resolution. Well, no, that doesn't even have any. That's not even using the encoder and decoder yet. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. All right. All right. And go back. Oh, what the heck? I hope I didn't just get kicked off my stream. You guys still hear me all right? I don't know. Let's see. You have... Okay. Yeah, for a second there, like, the live chat said I had to, like, reload it, so I don't know. Just want to make sure I'm not getting dropped. All right, so give this a second. And we should have some better detail. All right, so you can see we got like that scrambled thing again, like I mentioned before. So it worked. And now you can see we're more rapidly getting some facial detail. I mean, this will take it probably. Like once it gets to like 1,000, it'll be quite detailed for that early on. 10,000, which is like after an hour, it'll be really quite detailed. You kind of get the idea. Like I said, I've got some kind of weird stuff in here. This is all from, like I said, these yeah, like I say, man, in like a couple hours, I'd be able to demonstrate for you guys how much better it looks. It's just too early into it, but like that's the process, which is, like you say, you create a model at whatever resolution you want, using the dimensions mentioned with the RTT model, which is again 512, 64, 64, 32, using the LIAE UDT architecture. Excuse me. And once you've trained it just briefly, you can overwrite your encoder and decoder with the ones that came with the RTT model, and then you gain the pre-training bonus of 10 million iterations that you normally don't get when you do your own. I've done some pre-training models of my own up to 2 or 3 million iterations that I just trained at like 128 resolution because I was like, well, I want this to train as fast as possible in the pre-training portion, and then get to use those encoders and decoders, and it worked fine. So you can do really low res pre-training and put it on like a 640 res model if you want. It still works. You can see though, I mean, this is like 300 iterations and you already have pretty good detail in the face. Yeah. Yep. And now, like I said, going forward, later on, like I'd come back and let's say I wanted to do a different, a different person or something. In fact, I can kind of demo that for you guys. So I'm just going to kill this, but you get the idea. That's how that works. I don't need the 288. It's too close to the 320. Well, I have the tutorial. That shows how to do this. I did this in my last tutorial video. This is all in there. I'm going to take these back out. Let's say I wanted to use... I'm going to put these back in here first of all. So these are the 320 model that I was doing before. But let's say I wanted to do a different person. Let's see here. Yes, it does. It does force you to do that. I mean, all mine use that for live models. That's fine. For like the real high resolution models, like like 512 or above, you might want to try making your own with a bit higher dims. I've done models though with higher dims. Like I've done 768 by like 96, 96, 48, and I don't really notice a difference other than it just makes it take longer to train it. So I don't really know if there's a huge benefit to that or not. It seems to be sort of up in the air. Let's see. Just think, well, like there's, I don't know how good that one is. Just thinking I'd show you guys like a different, there's Tom Cruise. Sorry, 1 sec. What the hell? I thought I already. That's Data. Henry Cavill. That's The Witcher, though. Like that, it didn't turn out very good no matter what I did with that shit. I don't know. Trying to find somebody I haven't. Well, there's like McAvoy. What have I got here? I think that's already been done at 320. That's an amp model. I've been trying to get amp going too. Like I can show you guys what that looks like real quick. Just it's a different training window. So like I've got amp folder here, and then I've got regular SAE HD model folders here. I was trying to put him into another Ace Ventura video. Like this is something that we've been trying to get to work. Me and some of the other guys in the Deepfake. Hey, what's up, Art Design? What do you mean? Like you should use the 3000 series version. But you can see like he's got these shadows going over his face from like the light being cast against like this grate. He's in this fake rhino in that movie. And so let me show you this. So this is an amp model instead of a SAE HD model. What's up, Art Design? Just doing we were showing off earlier some of like I did the Emily Blunt model, but some people had some questions on some of the stuff I've been doing for some of the like how to reuse certain model files and whatnot. Let's see, where's this one at? This is all right, that's batch 8, that's fine. Start using too much, your batch file too high, and then like maybe you get out of memory if you're using too many other applications. Give me 1 sec. That's gonna load. McAvoy's got about a 40,000 image face set. That's a pretty good face set. This one's really high detailed. I think AMP does a better job of getting detail out of it. Well, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm just being too picky or something, but give it a second here. Come on. All right, so this is AMP training window is bigger than the SAE HD training window. Like it's kind of spread out here, you can see, and it goes through these morphing steps where it starts off. Let me see here. So you can kind of see on the left here, it's Jim, and it progressively morphs more and more and more until it becomes McAvoy. You can kind of see here, this has got, I'm trying to get it to learn the shadows on his face, but it really isn't picking them up. Give me a second here. Try to find a good demonstration. So you can see here, like on the left, like there's this grading here, the shadows, and it's kind of there through the first one, maybe two, but by the end of it, like they're just gone. AMP can learn shadows and lighting conditions better than SAE HD can, but it's still Seems like it's not really getting there. You see though, like there's really high detail. I don't know how well this is translating to the live stream, but you can kind of see like every little wrinkle in his face and forehead and pock marks in his skin and stuff. And this is still at 320 resolution. The detail on AMP, it seems like I've done the same thing with but with an SAE HD version of McAvoy, and this looks quite a bit better in AMP. But it just seems like AMP is really hit or miss for me. To do live models with it is totally different. Like you train it against itself instead of like a big face set. And it seems like my luck with that has not been real good. Excuse me. I can try to show you guys like kind of merging this and what some of the settings do for the fun of it, I guess, if people are interested. Seems like we got a lot of people watching, so that's cool. Appreciate everybody watching. This is kind of nice. I haven't done a live stream in a bit. Like I say, I haven't been feeling good, and I just didn't want to sit here and cough the whole time. See, I'm still got a little bit of that left. Let's do a AMP merger. Where's this at? Merge AMP. It just seems like I'm not getting, and I don't know, I don't want this to, I don't think this will hurt the channel, but I don't want to do like too much video footage that could potentially get this live stream demonetized. I don't think they really make me any money anyway, so whatever. I was going to try to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger AMP model on this guy's channel. He makes like, he redoes movie scenes using like the Grand Theft Auto 5 game engine somehow. And he did like a Terminator 2 bar scene. Yeah, I'm just not creative enough to think of something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like people are come up with little scenes and stuff and do movie reviews and whatnot. Hold on. Yeah. So let's see. You can do. I'll probably bring this up a little bit. I don't want to do a bunch of this because I don't want them to demonetize this and claim that this is like copyrighted or whatever. So I can kind of do a sharpening, and I can do okay, so like there's again, like I said, this has like a merging or a morph power is what they call it, but like it starts off, it's totally off, go up by like 10%. It kind of slowly becomes more and more James. Yeah, you can. It's like I say, I just don't want to use footage from this movie and have them demonetize it because of the movie footage. Because most of my videos don't get monetized because of that. You can see like every 10% I go up on the morph power, like the shadows are disappearing, but it looks more and more like James and less like Jim Carrey. I can just go all the way back up here. There's like 75%, about 90%, and all the way up to 100. And I can apply those settings, and you can see it's pretty detailed. One problem I do seem to have with it is the bottom teeth are not getting super well defined. That seems to be a problem with Deepfacelab in general, is the bottom teeth don't like to get defined. And with AMP, because you train it a totally different way, like you can kind of see the bottom teeth are not well defined. I don't want to like run through any more of this because, like I say, I'm afraid if I show off any more footage of this, they're going to demonetize this and give me a freaking copyright strike. So you get kind of the idea there. But that is an AMP model. Like I said, that's different than before. Let's see. Let me bring this back up here. This is sluggish. Yeah. And OBS, I can shut that off. Turn this back on. Should be back to just using Deepface. No, I didn't get DMCA'd yet. Well, I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I'll look and see if I'm... Oh, hold on. I think I'm still live. Let me go back and check. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you guys have ever seen Control Shift Face's channel, but there was a live stream he did kind of a while back where he was doing a bunch of different characters and he was kind of showing them in different movies, and he got struck right in the middle of the freaking... He's really does some pretty wild stuff, Matt. You should go check out his channel. Yeah, I don't know, Bot. I think he was. I can't remember. It's been like 8 months or something, but he was right in the middle of a stream and he was doing like a bunch of different stuff at one time. He's really good with amp models. Control Shift Face. Shut up, Matt. Dork. Matt is a dork. But Matt has lost a bunch of weight. You should go subscribe to his channel. Matt Too Fit is too fit. Go subscribe. Do it. Do it now. Go subscribe to the channel. Yeah. All right. I've been on here like an hour, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it quits pretty quick. But like I said, check the description of the video. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I've been on here for a while. I'm going to go down. I was working on something with Emma Watson, trying to put her into like a James Bond scene, so I'll screw around with that. And what else was I doing? Probably go back and continue training Emily Blunt or something and try to get that Terminator scene to look better. But yeah, no problem, Bot. So appreciate everybody stopping in. If you like the video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, comment below the video after the live stream's over. And oh yeah, dude, cool. Matt's working on being on doing some deepfakes as well, guys. So if you want to go check out his channel, he might start posting there at some point. I don't know, Miro. I don't use that site. Once in a while, I'll go check it out and post a video there. But it's I can see just to see real quick if it's working for me. I think it's still up. Let me see. Seems to be still up to me. Yeah, I'm sure it has probably blocked some different places, especially you know, they had that incident here a little bit ago where that guy was like watching deep fake porn of like some Twitch streamer girls or something like that and got himself in trouble. And it's like, that's what's going to kill freaking deep faking, is that kind of stupid shit. Is they're going to ruin it for the rest of us by you know, by misusing people's likenesses without their permission, which is too bad because it's a fun hobby. And you know, I'm going to be pretty irritated if the time comes where I've spent, you know, tens of thousands of dollars on hardware and trying to do some, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily make a career out of it, but, you know, make secondary income on it anyway, and have them screw me over because, you know, somebody out there can't just watch normal porn, you know. Yeah. So anyways, appreciate everybody watching. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Check the video description. Download all the DFM files you want. They're all free. They're on my Google Drive. We did like 5 or 6 different models in this video. They're all available on there already. So have at it. Enjoy yourselves. If you do make a video using any of these DFM files, A, try to do something that's not porn related, and B, you know, if you'd like to give me credit, give me a shout out on the video. I appreciate that kind of thing on YouTube, just to get people directed to the channel. Hey, no problem. Yep, no problem, Miro. Like I say, go ahead and download all the DFM files you want. I got like 50 of them in there now or something like that. So I've gone back, like I say, lately and tried to improve some of them. This is some of the more improved ones, like Hugh Jackman. The other one I have is the head model of him, which is pretty good too, but it's a bit older. So this is better quality for sure. But appreciate everybody, guys, all you guys watching, and I will do another video here in the near future. Take care, everybody.